In this week's Parashat Kedoshim, we learn the pasuk, Hocheach tocheach et amitecha. You should rebuke your fellow, velo tisav alav chet, and you should not bear sin because of him. The mitzvah of rebuking others, and there's no other place that it comes more than with our children, that we need to guide them, direct them, and at times rebuke them. And the pasuk is saying that one way to understand the pasuk is saying that rebuke them, reprimand them, but make sure you do it in a way that that you will not get a sin because of it, right? Because if you don't do this mitzvah of rebuking in the right way, in the right manner, it could lead to sin. You're not only doing the mitzvah of rebuking and guiding and directing the child, but rather you're committing a sin, right? So we need to know how to rebuke. We need to know how to reprimand our children, because if not, then it will be a sin. And the reason why that would be a sin, on one hand, if we rebuke them in the wrong way and we direct them in the wrong way, we, God forbid, abuse them physically, emotionally, we traumatize them, so we have killed them. It's not we haven't killed them physically, but we have killed them emotionally, right? So that's one type of a sin that we have done, if we have not done our obligation as parents to rebuke in the right way. And another sin that we could do as parents is that every time a child makes a mistake, that's an opportunity for growth, right? We learn most from our mistakes, right? So when the child makes a mistake and has the opportunity to learn from that mistake and grow from that mistake, and we as parents don't take that opportunity to rebuke and direct him in the right way so that he'll learn from the mistakes and he'll improve and he'll go to do the mistake again. So we deprive our children of that opportunity for growth, that opportunity to improve, that opportunity to grow as individuals. So that's a big sin on our part as parents. So it's very important that when we rebuke and reprimand our children, we do it in the right way, so that it wouldn't be velo tisa alav chet, that we shouldn't bear sin because of that. And so how do you rebuke? What is the proper way to rebuke and reprimand our children? So number one is that, one and most important, is that the rebuke has to be for them, not for us. A lot of times that we inflict on our children our personal insecurities and anxieties onto our children. So it's not for them. It's for a way for us to cope with our issues, and we take it out on our children. So first we have to be healthy as parents to be able to raise healthy children. No doubt about it. It's the most important aspect of good parenting, that you have to be healthy yourself, that we have to be healthy ourselves in order to help our children. Second thing is that the children have to know when we reprimand them and rebuke them that it's for their own good, and that we care for them and that we love them. If they don't really believe that, then our reproof will fall on deaf ears. They have to know that we love them and we're there for them and we really care for them. That's why we are trying to guide them and rebuking them for the things that they have done wrong. And the third thing is also an important aspect, is that we lead by example. We cannot be doing the same things, wrong things, that we're trying to tell them not to do. So we have to lead by examples and fix ourselves in those areas and not try to tell them to do the same things that we're doing wrong. It reminds me of a family joke that we have, that one of our uncles who used to work in a jewelry store, he used to work in a jewelry store, and there was a glass separating him and the customers, and my uncle was lighting up a cigarette and he was smoking, and then there was a customer who came in, and it happened to be that customer also was smoking, and my uncle goes to him, "Excuse me, no smoking here," right? So we can't tell our children not to do the things that we are doing wrong. Okay, we have to first stop it ourselves to lead by example. And so, for example, when my son comes home and tells me that he was kicked out of the bus, the school bus, right? Then I get a call from his principal that he has been kicked out of the school bus. That's a time where he did something wrong. So on the one hand, I could scream at him and I could tell him, I can't believe you did that, and I'm so disappointed, and punish him, right, for what he did, which is unfortunately what I did. And that's a wrong thing to do. First of all, the reason why I was so angry at him was because he got kicked out of the school bus. Now, all the other children in the bus are going to go home and say, guess what? Rabbi Rafalmer's son got kicked out of the bus. So I was really afraid of my own self-image, of my own prestige and honor. So I was angry, so I took it out on him, on my son. So it wasn't really good for him, how I treated him, and I reprimanded him, how I gave him tuchacha. It wasn't for him. It was my anger, and it was my threat to my prestige and honor that I was worried about. And secondly, what happens in that situation where our children misbehave and they do something wrong, something terrible as getting kicked out of the bus, school bus, is that we kind of subconsciously take that as a threat to how well we have parented and our parenting skills and how we have become failures. Like, look what my son did. What happened to all the things that I taught him? What happened to all the derech eretz and acting in the right way that I have taught him, right? We take their wrongdoing as a threat to ourselves that we have been failures. It reminds us of our failures to be successful in our parenting, and that hurts when we feel that we are failures and we haven't done our job. So that anger, that in reality is directed within ourselves, right? We direct it to our children, right? But it's not really good for them, right? And it's not for them, it's for us. So hence, we are reprimanding, we are rebuking them the wrong way. So in reality, what should happen? What should happen in that case? So in that case, there's three things I think that should happen every time our children make a mistake. So for example, in this example that my son was thrown out of the bus, you first have him process to get more insight and awareness of what he did, right? Why did he act the way he did? What compelled him to act the way he did? What caused him to act the way he did? Was he trying to get attention? Was he bored? Was he following the other children? Let him process it, let him talk about it, let him get insight and awareness of what he did and the consequences of what happened. And the second thing is we try to empower him, okay? One of the things that encapsulates everything about this pasuk is something I heard from, first I heard it from Rav Zweig from Florida. He says that when we rebuke and when we reprimand our children, right? What is the source of the word hocheach tochiach? It comes from koach. It comes from power, strength. When you want to tell somebody to do something right, and you want to tell them their deficiencies and their shortcomings, you want to empower them, not to put them down. You want to empower them to tell them that they have the ability to do better, they have the ability to overcome it, and to empower them. So the second thing that we need to do as parents is to empower our children when they do something wrong by reprimanding them in the way that to tell them, you're better than that, you have more self-restraint than that, you're well-behaved, you have the ability to not act the way you did. So we kind of give them that power to understand that what they did was wrong and that they could do better, and it's in their power to make the right decisions the next time. So we don't want to put them down, but rather we want to give them that koach, give them that empowerment that they could do better next time, and they're better than that, and they have the tools and the ability to grow from their mistakes. And the third thing that we need to tell them when they make a mistake, is that mommy and daddy are proud of you, mommy and daddy believe in you, and we love you unconditionally. We love you unconditionally no matter what, but you made a wrong mistake, but we're there for you, and we believe in your power to choose to do the right thing, and we believe and we trust that you will do the right thing, so that he knows that his parents are behind him, and parents love him unconditionally. That is really the right way to do it. And so instead of putting down our children, we have to empower them, and to be able to, so that HaKadosh Baruch Hu should help them to grow and serve him in their lives. B'ezrat Hashem, Shabbat Shalom.